I'm good. So I'm so excited to talk to you. I've seen a lot of your stuff, and what's funny about this role of Sean is that he's so dark and mean. And usually, I feel like your characters are usually a bit more lighthearted. What was it like to kind of delve into somewhat of the villain of the story?
I enjoy it. I enjoy telling villain type stories. I've done it before. And I feel like it's a responsibility that I lean into. You know, a lot of times with the villains, you see one side of it. It's kind of one dimensional, but behind every villain, there's a motive to why he's doing what he's doing. It's just justification of why he's doing what he's doing. And I'm excited to take on a responsibility of humanizing these characters and showing them in a different light, or just maybe the reasoning why they're doing what they're doing. A lot of it comes from trauma and pain. So, yeah, I enjoy it.
Yeah. So Sean is a bit of like a stake in the grass because it seems as if, at least to Kadir in the beginning, that, oh, he wants to help me in this underground art, but he's lacing his drugs, he's doing all of this, trying to get him in trouble. Why do you think Sean is so jealous of Kadir and like going out of his way to bring him down?
I don't think it's necessarily jealousy. I think it's like at one point in his life, he was in Kadir's shoes. You know, he was a promising art student with everything around him, and it didn't go his way. So it was a thing of let me protect him from the same beast that kind of destroyed my life. Like he has a scene where he says, um, "They'll judge you by your biggest mistake, not your art." And I think that's where his trauma came from, being in a position where he made a mistake and everything else went out of the window at that point. So it's like they really don't love you. They don't care about you. They just like what you can provide for them. So seeing that side of the world, he's trying to protect Kadir from that. He's projecting his insecurities and fears upon Kadir, but I think his motives are genuine in a sense. I don't think he's trying to be a snake in the grass. It's just like I don't want you to make those same mistakes I made. And I've created this family, this community within our crew that'll protect you. If you stay true to the crew, you know, we're not gonna turn our backs on you. But ultimately, I feel like he cares about Kadir. You know, you'll see in the last. I don't know if I'm giving no spoiler alerts, but throughout the film, you see even in the most rage, he still feels like he's protecting Kadir. Like, I don't want this for you. I don't want to see you do this. But it's just the way he shows love is tough in a sense.
Yes, for sure. As we were saying before, he's a bit darker than characters you played in the past. Was it easier? Was it, obviously it was a challenge that you were up for, you wanted to do? What really attracted you to Sean?
It was that being able to play, you know, these characters that a lot of time I misunderstood. I grew up around these people. You know, I have relatives that are these people, and the be able to shine a light on these characters in a script where he's not so one dimensional. Um, yeah, is exciting. And to the dark part of it, it's fun playing a bad guy. You know, you can kind of do whatever you want. So yeah, I was excited to lean into it for those same reasons. You know, of it being dark and him being a villainous character, an
Yeah.
anti-hero. I like to call it. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And kind of an example of how things could go, and not even just like with poor decisions, just like in art, you can either be loved or hated, and each day is a different one. So it's definitely interesting to kind of see that point of view. But your character obviously is an artist and his medium is graffiti. Did you learn about a lot about graffiti while doing the role and how to do it yourself?
Yeah, we had two really dope graffiti consultants, and they were like they're hands on. We took a weekend where we just went in, did graffiti in an empty lot, and they just showed us all of the different methods of doing graffiti, and we learned how to tag our crew name and our names, and it's hard. You know, I developed a deeper respect for it. Like I've always admired graffiti, but it's so hard to draw with like spray paint opposed to like compared to like a pen or a paintbrush or a pencil. Is definitely a different skill, one that should be respected.
For sure. And what was your favorite scene to shoot?
Um, Maybe my final scene, the final scene of the film, because that was like the climatic scene where it all kind of came to a boiling point. So yeah, that was fun.
Yes. So a lot of your scenes are with Asante, and he's a relative newcomer. What was it like working with him and probably kind of mentoring him into um this level of like a feature length film?
I wouldn't necessarily have said newcomer. He's young, but he's probably been working, just as long as I've been working. He's a young veteran, and he knows what he's doing. He's super talented. He's aware of who he is and what he's doing, and his talents and how to bring those to the screen in the most effective way. He's a professional, but I did try to take a just for the sake of character and relationship, a mentor approach because that's who Skeems was. He was like the mentor, but also respected Kadir for his craft and being older, a lot older than Asante. Like, if if I could step in as like that big brother role and, just give advice, even if it's not on camera, just like, life type stuff, but also respect his art and his craft as an actor. And understanding that his potential was endless, the same way Skeems did with Kadir. It created like some very cool parallels on camera and
Yeah.
in life. Yeah.
Yes. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking time to talk to me. Congrats on this role and showing a different side of your skill. And I hope to talk to you about future projects.
Thank you. Likewise. I appreciate your time.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Bye.